Okay, I thought I'd take a break from boomboxes, but it turns out this is kind of a little boombox. It's a clock radio, but it's actually stereo. Got FM stereo there, 2 speakers in it. It's a General Electric, I think. Where did I see that? GE badge. And that's the model, made in Malaysia. And I paid 20 bucks for it, which it is meant to work. Label printed in Malaysia. EA74945, 6 watts it runs on. Date code, nothing there. Oh wait, we've got a date code here, 4937K, that doesn't mean much. Printed in Malaysia again, quality control check. So we'll see if it actually goes, but it's because it's a fluorescent clock. I thought it's worth grabbing just for that alone, because I quite like fluorescent clocks, and I haven't ever seen this model before. It looks a bit like something that probably would have been rebadged as a Tandy or something, maybe. Yeah, we've got a display. I'm not sure it's the greatest display, but it's there. Got the plastic's dirty inside and out. We've got a headphone socket on the front, which is nice. Tone, volume and tuning on the end. What do we got here? Oh, I think they're 2 alarm settings. Wake. Off, music, alarm, set. Oh yeah, that's where you set the time. That's got a nice little design. FM, stereo, AM. Oh, here's the on button, I think. Unfortunately, they're quite worn. Sounds like stereo to me. Oh, it's the tone. Does it have an antenna of any sort? I've got a battery backup. Luckily nothing leaked in there and nothing left in there. Oh, brightness high and low, as they often had. God, low? Is it even there? Just. Can the camera even pick that up? Oh, you can see it. It is blinking. I think it picks it up better than my eyeballs. I can hardly see that. And it's humming a bit. Now, is that because the radio's on? Ah, yeah, so it doesn't hum when the radio's off, but that's just some sort of humming coming out of the speakers, even with the volume right down. All right, here we go, time set. Oh, we've got reverse and forward, fast and slow. Now that's probably the best clock I've ever seen for setting. We can go backwards, fast or slow. Oh, that's brilliant. Why can't they all do that? Oh, that'd be the quickest clock to set on earth, I reckon. Yeah, 2 wake times, so 2 alarms, so the usual thing, if there's 2 people, man and wife kind of thing, you can both set 2 alarms if you get up at different times to go to work type of thing. That's sleep, and that goes to the 59 minutes, and snooze should, I'm not sure what that means. Is that 9 minutes 24? Oh yeah, it's counting up, counting down. I guess that's, no, I don't know, it should count down. It should give you 10 minutes to go back to sleep before it goes off again. And I assume we go into this, we can set the time. Oh, do we just set fast and slow? Looks like we do. Okay, alarm 2 comes up on the display. Alarm 1. So yeah, I love that. That's the best. I mean, some of the Sonys give you forward and backwards, which is nice on their little cube, whatever they call those little cube clock radios. I've probably got one here somewhere. What are they? No, that one doesn't say. I think we might just pull that to bits and give it a quick clean. Nice fake wood grain, so I guess 80s this would be. Well, then again, it's fluorescent, so maybe, I think Tandy still sold some fluorescence into the 80s. Maybe it was an American thing or something. You could, I think, and they often had that bluer looking display in them. I think they put a bit of a filter on it. So maybe that was some American thing where people like their fluoro clocks, but in Australia I think generally they went off the market pretty quick. As soon as LEDs became a thing that were economical, I think Tandy was the only place that sold fluoro and LED in parallel. Not sure they ever had any flip clocks in parallel as well, but knowing Tandy, they probably had one of them as well. But yeah, most people hated flip clocks because they were noisy. Is there a screw in there? There is. It's got a lot of screws in it. But I'm not really a flip clock fan. I do have a couple around here that I must get onto one of these days. They're an interesting thing to look at, and fun if you've got an old one to pull the whole display to bits and get all the little leaves out of it just for something to do. You should do that once in your life. And as these knobs have to come off, I think they might. Oh yeah, look at these great big long things. The screw's finally coming out. Oh, that's tight. That's got some bit of paper around it or something. Yeah, looks like the volume can stay on. Oh, the whole diffuser's coming out. See, that is like the Tandy ones in that it had the blue diffuser. Oh, I've got one of these great big worm wheel tuning things, covered in grease. A couple of nice little speakers, so they're made in Korea. But the main thing I want to do is clean that. Well, it's mostly on that bit, I think. Dust off that. It actually looks fairly modern with these little buttons and stuff in it. So we're definitely into the 80s, I think, with this. This must have been a later fluorescent clock, probably when everyone else was starting to go LED. At least it's not too dusty in there. I think I'll get this off. Just got to be careful, there's little bits sticking out of the tube there that you don't want to break off where they vacuum the air out of it. And do not touch the tuning while you've got it apart. We'll have to double check the frequencies are on, I guess. That's quite a nice looking display. Don't know why, it just seems a bit clearer or something, even when it's not lit up. These segments are a bit wider than usual, I think is what it is. It's got a bit of muck on there somewhere. What is that? Bit of grease or something on the front, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. So that goes, I assume that'll be quite a green colour like they normally are. Yeah, the usual greeny sort of fluorescent colour. They're all the same, I think, fluorescent. Well, they did make some with red segments and stuff, but they never did a lot in red, so it probably didn't work the best or something. And that makes it quite a bit bluer. So it was definitely a Tandy clock, because I always thought it was kind of cool because it had a blue display on it, but it wasn't really a blue display. Of course, that was before blue LEDs were a thing. But blue's actually pretty impractical for a clock display anyway. Try looking at a blue clock display, they're not real easy to see, unfortunately. Because the human eyes are much more tuned to red and green, I think, so blue just doesn't really work that well. Now, do I need to clean anything? I forgot if the volume control is scratchy. I won't touch the tuning. And how do we go? We're going to press on, which is that one. Is there an FM antenna wrapped around the cord? I don't actually see one at all. Usually they got a bunch of wire wrapped around the mains cord. Is it there somewhere? What's this bit of warning 240 volt AC circuit? That's nice of them to put a label down under there. Wrap it around so you don't go poking your fingers in there. Must have some sort of FM antenna. I can't even see the AM antenna. Am I going blind? Must be in between these layers. Yeah, not too sure about where the FM is in this thing. Doesn't look like it's connected to the mains anywhere, unless they've secretly put it there somewhere. I think the mains cord just goes into the transformer. I can't if that bit of brass in there has anything to do with it. You never know, it might just be some sort of shielding. It's weird. I don't think I've ever seen a bit of brass tacked along an AM antenna before. I don't know if that board comes out easily or not. CMKS81. Now the display's going to be in the way anyway, isn't it? So you have to slide everything out, I think, to get this apart. And it doesn't seem to want to move at all. It's starting to come. But yeah, I'm going to make sure I get the radio board as well at the same time. Is that going to... don't think that's going to come in a hurry. I think I'll just leave it for now. That can remain a mystery. And I think the other thing is one of these, yeah, FM AM switch probably wants a squirt of contact cleaner, because I think that was a little dicky. I'll get that wire in here. And you've given those a quick clean, and the buttons, yeah, so it should be pretty right to put this back together. And give it a final test. On, isn't it?
Targeting certain types of cars. Are you able to give us an idea of what type of stolen cars were there?
And there's one more bit of dust in the speaker grill there. Might have been one I put in there by the look of it. But at least the front cleaned up fairly well on this thing. Shame about the damage there. The rest of it's in pretty good condition. A little bit of dust on the back I haven't got. That's the worst of it. A bit in those slots. Yeah, interesting little clock. I guess I better make sure we can still set the time. But I do like the fast forward and back. Sleep. Does that put the radio? That should put the radio on even when it's not on, I think. And you've got 59 minutes of radio before it turns off. And snooze, and then we've got 2 alarms. I won't bother. I guess we've got... what we should do for fun is set the alarm to the horrible noise it makes, because we've got music or alarm. So it's currently 12:16, and I think I'll go to set. Just slow forward, fast, and it's way too fast. Fast back, yeah. We set it to 12:17. I'll see if it makes some horrible noise. Yep. You can snooze it for a bit. Yeah, not real nice to wake up to in the morning, that sort of sound, but does the job, I guess. Well, that's about it for this one, so thanks for watching.